do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod. Emergency podcast. Episode 99 problems and felonies are 78 of them. Welcome, motherfuckers. That was a fire truck. No, it was a submersible.
Muted on the stream. Well, that's fine. Who cares? Because it's 99, and I've had quite the fucking day, and I made it.
Well, I had multiple options. It was on Spotify. I typed in emergency sounds. There was a playlist. I did not not click on any of them beforehand. It was a last minute decision.
That is some straight white man bullshit. I'm gonna make a playlist of emergency sounds. It wasn't a black guy.
Very helpful.
It wasn't a black man who made that.
No,
playlist.
It's like it's for sound effects. People can use it for sound effects. Duh. Like I just did.
No, I'm just saying there's a cop.
No, maybe it was a black guy. Maybe it was a black guy and it was like, yo, this is what all the different sirens sound
He's
like.
Spreading awareness. That's possible. That's actually very helpful. That's a
very woke.
Community. It's a community move.
That's right. Shout out. Whoever that black man was.
99 problems.
That
was a working title because we were talking 99 problems, and Jack Smith is everyone.
But he's not everyone, because he's got Fonnie Willis about to indict him. He's got Alvin Bragg who already indicted him.
That could happen tomorrow.
I know.
That could happen tomorrow. He could get indicted in Georgia,
he's getting arrested tomorrow.
This is what's wild. This is what's crazy. And they've already said in Georgia, they said that they're
real quick.
Fingerprint him.
This is an emergency podcast because Trump was indicted again.
Yeah, so Trump has been indicted for a third time. This one is by the other special counsel that Jack Smith has going in D.C., where they absolutely love that man.
He's the same special counsel. It's just another case he was working on.
Well, no, it's another case he's working on as special counsel. So he is special counsel in two separate cases. So this is a second set of charges coming from him as being the special counsel. And this one is specifically for January 6th.
No, it's like actually days leading up to January 6th.
Well, the incident, the entire thing that took place, which is January 6th was like the ending chapter.
Yeah.
Of meetings and emails and all this stuff.
All sorts of shit. Like, so did you read the indictment?
I have not had time to sit there and read it.
The whole thing. Because I'm bad and bougie.
I knew you would.
I didn't read it. I had somebody read it out loud to me.
ChatGPT?
No.
That's an honest answer, though. I mean, question. That's an honest question.
No, I wouldn't. Why?
You and ChatGPT are tight. Don't lie, dude.
No, we broke up. You're
on Bing now? You're on Bing? You Binging it? You Binging it? Option.
Bing's on my taskbar on the supercomputer.
Oh, Bing is courting. Okay.
But so there's 4 indictments on this one, and these are fucking serious. Multiple law professors, and including your boy, Mr. Goody Two Shoes, as your attorney. I think this is the biggest.
Jesus Christ.
This is the biggest case in American U.S. history.
That's what they've said. Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally agree. When I told my mom that he was getting indicted again, like before anything was released,
Yeah.
She's like, for what? And I was like, treason. And she's like, oh, treason. She's like, where Biden messed up? I was like, she's like, well, maybe Biden and him can both go to jail at the same time. And then I was like, for Biden for what? And then she did like the whole Fox News little spiel Biden shit.
What's weird to me is I saw someone be like, "Oh, Hunter Biden, dude, put Hunter Biden in jail." I
Yeah,
don't,
seriously,
I
fucking
don't care.
yeah, assassinate him. I'm not allegedly.
Whoa. These opinions,
kidnap
views
him,
do
and
not
put him in a
reflect Old
Russian.
Man Huggie Productions or anything that's broadcasted
Yeah,
on.
just like unlawfully put him in like a Russian prison.
I'm just
And,
saying, like, I'm
yeah,
not like, I don't understand why people are like, well, his kid is. I'm like, then put his shitty kid in jail. If his
yeah,
kid's like going 190 and
yeah.
smoking crack with like hookers,
They're
like,
like, no, they're like, no, no, you have to be mad about this. It's like, no, we don't give a fuck about Hunter Biden. He's an idiot. Put him in jail. And also, Donald Trump, all he does is commit crimes. I mean, like, think about this. And this is really true. Like, you think of all these criminals, like, throughout history, none of them are on trial in like four different cases in four different states all at the
I've
same time. Like
never.
not even like Al Capone.
This dude got
He's
in
the
one.
best
Hold
at
on,
crimes
in a
and
day
getting caught.
he got convicted of libel and slander,
No,
and
he got rape.
hold on, but I'm just talking about him defaming E. Jean Carroll. So he was defaming her, and he got convicted of defaming her, and that's what he had to pay out in civil court. Correct? Now there's more coming. He left the court and then spoke to the press and then held a rally and defamed her again, and that court case is still pending. She's taking him back to court for like
twice as much money.
twice
So
as much money.
10 mil this time.
10 mil.
That wasn't a rally. That was a CNN town hall.
Oh, that's what it was. A town hall. That
With
was
my girl Caitlin Collins.
That was the CNN town hall.
Where they like for some reason put all Trump supporters in there. So he's like Eugene Carroll, right after they said he was liable for raping her. They said sexual abuse. And then the judge came out later and said, no, like he raped her and the common use of the term rape.
But,
what he did was he fingered her.
Well, hold on. We don't need to get into all of it. That's
okay. No, but he did exactly what he says he does. He grabs him by the pussy.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
No,
he like described his fucking crime on like tape.
But he wasn't like criminally convicted of that.
He was held civilly liable.
Well, civilly liable for saying that he didn't do it and say that she was lying and like making it up. So basically, he was.
She said that she sued him for saying that she was lying, and so they said she was not lying. He did do this. Therefore, it's the ipso facto, if you want to use Latin, since we're talking about court.
I know. You just got to be, that's a.
We don't need to give him any fucking credit.
No, I know. I'm just. But
sorry.
So, but he lost in civil court, yeah, for like defamation and libel and slander, and then he goes out and does it again immediately after that. That's a court case that's pending. Like he lost the Trump Foundation court case. And what's crazy is, okay, the evidence they have in this documents case is pretty solid because like they got him, and they were talking about how Jack Smith did it really smart, where they have an audio recording of him talking about a piece of paper that's top secret that he didn't declassify. Nobody knew. We all assumed they didn't have the document. They have the document, so they just added. We did an episode where it was, hey, there's more charges coming. More charges are coming, allegedly. And then what happened? He got charged for draining a pool and flooding a server room. And they added another person got indicted because of that.
Well, that was when he told them. Was that part of delete the server? No.
Yeah,
I think it was after.
No. Well, he's deleting the server, but then he also they drained a pool and tried to flood the server room.
And failed.
Yeah,
and they failed to delete. They tried to delete the tape, and they just failed to do it.
Yeah, they didn't.
So it wasn't like that they talked about doing it.
No, well, so this is what's funny. It's not that they failed to delete it. It's that they didn't delete it off of like the home mother server. So they have, which is which is held somewhere else. So they
They
deleted
didn't
it.
bleach it like Hillary's emails.
So they deleted it off of the Mar-a-Lago server, but that server is backed up on another server that they got a warrant for that was just on there. So they were like, "We know you deleted this
Fuck that, bro.
because this backs up everything you do." It's like literally deleting it off your phone, but you didn't delete it off the cloud.
Yeah, so it shows criminality that you like knew what you were doing was a crime
Yeah,
by wanting to delete it, and then you still didn't delete it, so we have the crime on camera. Sick.
and we have proof that you tried to delete it.
Right.
Like
So
that's
what you did was it was before they got charged,
so
like
so
before
you
they brought the indictment.
yeah so they brought that up afterwards. So now because what the whole thing was is Judge Cannon gonna throw this audio tape out, try to get it dismissed as evidence because it's not direct.
That's the judge in the
it,
Florida documents case, and
the
she
Trump
already got
Trump appointed judge.
Trump appointed, but that's fine. Obama appointed the judge that's gonna be in D.C. But it's not just Trump appointed. She was early in on the documents case when they were trying to just execute the search warrant, and she tried to say that the FBI couldn't, and then it went to the appellate court, which is super Republican, and they all laughed her out of the courtroom, and like said what she said was completely wrong, and then like scolded her for like making it like political, and then so they reversed her decision. They get the documents, blah blah blah. They bring the indictment, and then there's 4 people in that district on the federal bench, her being one of them, and they pick at random the judge, and she got picked. So people think that she's gonna fuck around. I actually don't think so. I think like this is like so overwhelming, and like she should just play it down the middle, and then she'll be fine, you know. But like it could be a big, it could be a I know exactly. Like it could be a big career like opportunity if she doesn't fuck around. If she fucks around, Trump's still gonna go to jail, and she's gonna look like a fucking clown.
Rudy Giuliani to look like a clown like a long time, and Sidney Powell and John Eastman. Like John Eastman's considered like a constitutional law scholar, and like some of these people are like, and they know what they're doing. That's what's wild about it. And now they're all going to be tarnished.
Well, that's what this was. It was a lawyer coup. Yeah, but it was a lawyer coup.
But
if you look at all the co-conspirators, they're lawyers.
Well, hold on, we're gonna get into that. We're just talking about the documents. With the documents,
you brought up Eastman.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying is there's lots of people. What I was trying to say is she will make the jump that those people have jumped into being a clown. That it took them like 40 years, some of them 35, 40, 50 years to become a clown. She will have done it in like a year and a half. Like that'd be wild. Like that would be the quickest. Like Giuliani's
always been a clown. Guess what? I like my mayors that don't let September 11th happen when they're on their watch.
Jesus
That's what.
Christ.
Yeah. Like America's mayor. Like it's like when Jeb Bush would be like, "Oh, my brother kept us safe." Yeah, it's like except for that one time. What about Katrina? Oh yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Yeah, but you do have to say is on.
I like my mayors where 9/11 doesn't happen. Is what I have to say.
That's fair. Now
it's a disqualifying.
But
as a mayor
did
to let
help,
9/11
Giuliani
happen.
did help clean up New York and break up a lot of the mob families.
Yeah,
that were
by
in New
like
York.
stop and frisk.
That's why what he did to become mayor is he was a very effective prosecutor and broke up a lot of organized crime in New York.
Yeah, and none of that shit would fly today because it's like police like overreach. It's like stopping black kids because they're black kids and patting them down and putting them in jail for weed.
Yeah, but who was that?
They called it the no broken windows policy. So it's like if like somebody broke like a car window or if somebody had a broken car window, like they would like fucking like tow it, and it was just like just the appearance of like it being dirty in New York was like their agenda. Stop and frisk is like the most fucked up, you know.
No, stop and
especially
frisk
because we know how police behave.
Was deemed unconstitutional. So.
Right, and that's how he got his job.
No, stop and frisk was something that happened way more recently. Stop and frisk.
No, he brought that shit. Telling you, no broken windows policy included stop and frisk.
Oh, okay. Well, that was way back because somebody tried to bring that back. Who was it? Bloomberg?
Yeah, he was doing it for a while, and I think
And
that's
then
where
that got like, they
it
were like,
stopped.
yeah, you can't fucking do that, dude. And he's like, then I'm gonna run for president. But anyways, the evidence that they have in this documents case is pretty big, and then him tying those charges to that interaction and the recording now makes those charges, so she can't throw out that audio recording as evidence, which all it does is re-add to the fact that he didn't declassify these documents. He was illegally holding them and not giving them back, and obstructing, the archives department from getting the stuff that they deemed as theirs and they wanted back. And so by bringing those charges in later, if she tried to pull some fuckery and allow them in discovery to toss out the audio recording because it's not tied to any charges, so she's like, it's irrelevant, which it's not. But if she tried that, she can't now because it's directly tied to charges.
Oh yeah. I was gonna make that point too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that was smart.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a charge in itself. So therefore, it has to be admitted as evidence.
Yeah, it has to be. Don't have a choice. Smart.
Yeah. Would you hook up with Eileen Cannon?
Probably not. Probably not.
If you did, would you make her wear the judge robe?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. That'd be like too flowing. There'd be a lot of cloth.
Maybe like at first, and then just take it off quickly, and then there'd be like some sexy lawyer suit under it.
I feel like that would be really intensely hot if you were wearing a full blown suit while
That's what they do
with the gown. Yeah, but no,
well,
they don't wear
probably
suits.
not the jacket, like, but a tie
they're
for
wearing
sure.
like PJs, bro. They're out there in
No,
PJs
bro.
and shit, dude. Bananas and pajamas, like
Bananas in pajamas.
Yeah, dude, with some banana slippers.
That's what they look
like.
like.
Come in like all ghostly, but little, like you're wearing like a Big Dogs t-shirt and some fucking and one shorts, just like, what's up?
What is this, like 1994?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. You don't think that Clarence Thomas wears Big Dog shirts? That guy definitely has a collection of Big Dog shirts, one of each, and he's like, yeah, dude, like this is like, I have one that I wear, and this one still has the tag, just, in case it ever becomes worth something one day.
Do you think he wears like Spanx under his robe?
Yes.
Or the robes are just like so like not flattering at all that you don't have to worry about it? Nobody's gonna look skinny.
It's not that the robes are flattering. It's that the robes are almost like one of those parachutes at PE that you would like. Everyone would hold down, and you get under, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna put balls in it, and we're gonna bounce them up, and you gotta catch one. You get like a free pixie stick."
Yeah, I love that when like you sat under the whatever.
Yeah, you get underneath the TP and you sit underneath it, and then
man,
and now
I always thought like, oh man, maybe I could make out with somebody here in this situation.
Jesus,
but it's like your entire class.
Yeah, dude. See, so for me, I was like, dude. And like now as an adult, it'd be fun to smoke weed in that. I've seen a video of a bunch of people getting underneath one of those rainbow tents, sitting there and smoking weed. A cop runs up and is like, "What the fuck's going on?" And they just scatter. Because then you let it go, and it's like there's like 30 people under there,
and they all have like their own piece.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've all just been like smoking. I'm sure there's a couple people.
Is there a cipher?
Well, what do you mean? Was there a site like a tube?
No, like where they're passing it around.
Oh yeah, I mean, but you'd have to have multiple going.
But if you had everybody had their own, then you could actually hot.
But now this is what would be weird as an adult. Is it as big as we remember? Because I bet you if we got underneath one of those, we could fit like 10 people. And then
I don't know. They were pretty big, bro. Like 25 kids. And like the teacher and the assistant teacher. That's pretty big.
Shout out assistant teachers.
What's up, ladies?
They were always just cooler. They got to be cooler.
They're like, well, they're probably they were like, I don't even know. They're probably skew younger.
They're like, I don't even know if I'm gonna do this. I'm just testing it out, testing the waters.
Yeah, I'm trying to live my fantasy and hook up with like the star athlete.
And I mean, I don't know. Assistant teachers stopped in like 6th grade, so that's you're a really good fucking PE quarterback or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. That's a lot. That's a
I
jump.
mean, isn't that what it always is when the female teacher get like hooks up with like the star quarterback? It's like reliving their high school
I mean,
fantasy.
maybe, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I don't know too much
Dude,
about it.
just shout out to all the homies
No,
who've ever hooked up
no,
with their
don't
teachers.
say that. That's
Shout
terrible.
out.
No, that's
You are
terrible.
doing God's work.
You have
I
a
mean, I'm up
halo.
here.
Yeah, you have a
I'm up
halo
here
over
with the
your head,
halo
and you're saying this
because
shit. Get out of
you
here.
know, I've done God's work. You know?
Anyways, back to the topic. So you could make a case that what the evidence they have in Mar-a-Lago is pretty fucking solid when it comes to this documents case, and it just gets more solid. Then you look at his issues that he has in DC with everything with January 6th and text messages and emails. I mean, you've got all
Fake
these
electors.
fake electors that people have admitted to, they've testified to,
You got the Justice Department.
fake electors being charged in the states where they chose to be a fake elector, which just like re-solidifies the point that like
Okay, so let's just
it's a mountain of evidence. No, there's a mountain of evidence.
I know, but like as someone who had
but they have
somebody
voicemails
read
in
the
Georgia.
indictment.
They have voicemails in Georgia.
I know.
Is what I'm saying. Is
But
like
they've got more than that. Okay, let me just break this
Hmm.
down. This is the craziest part in the indictment is they are like trying to pitch, their like fucking scheme. So it's all coming together, right? It's the fake electors. Then they got Jeffrey Clark in the Justice Department to say that that's okay.
Yeah.
But then like the like Mike Pence's like counsel, so his lawyers uh were like telling Eastman and Jeffrey Clark like they go, if you guys do this, there's going to be riots in every major city in the United States. And their response was, well, that's why there's an insurrection act. So they knew there would be violence in the streets and they were going to use the military to quash the violence way ahead of January 6th. Then Mark Meadows is named. He's not one of the co-conspirators, but he obviously is cooperating because they're like quoting him in the indictment. And he called the head of Mike Pence's Secret Service before January 6th and told him that he thinks that there's going to be a risk of violence against Mike Pence because of Donald Trump. And so they should be prepared on January 6th for that to happen.
I mean,
So everybody knew the violence was coming.
oh, duh.
Yeah, so they're not charging Trump with insurrection or sedition, but but in the indictment it makes it very clear that he's 100% responsible for the violence at the Capitol. And it's not, and Jack Smith said it's not lying, like we're not charging you with lying, it's your actions. It's like you lied to further commit the crime of trying to steal the election. And so their whole thing was that, and okay, so the last thing they fucking did was I think it was, I don't know if it was Giuliani, I don't know, it was one of the white lawyers uh calls uh calls and asks, this is like at 11:45 at night on January 6th, so after they cleared out the Capitol and then everybody came back to continue the process. They still called Mike Pence and they go, this is only a slight or a relatively minor violation of the law that you could do and postpone the counting for 10 days. And that way they could get the fake electors in. They get Jeffrey Clark installed as the Attorney General at the Justice Department, and then he says to the states that that's cool with the fake electors, and then bada bing, bada boom, it's over.
Yeah.
He steals the election. So it's all like connected, and it's all premeditated, and they know, the like what they have to prove is, did he know what he was saying wasn't true, and was he doing this for a corrupt purpose? And I think they've proven that
Well, I
already
mean,
in the indictment.
basically, a majority of the people, because the statute of limitations on this is like 2 years. They have 2 more years where they can charge people.
Oh, well, so it's like 5 years.
Yeah, so they have 2 more years where they can charge other people. So they've said they haven't necessarily included everybody they might end up charging in this right
Right.
off the bat to not dilute.
They want to, yeah, they want to
wanna
make it as fast as possible.
So, but basically, almost everybody that was in that meeting that Mark Meadows has spoken about, where it was at the White House late at night, he walks into a room and it's like Eastman, Sidney Powell, Jeff Clark, a bunch of these motherfuckers all
The guy that the
Overstock.com guy.
Yeah, Overstock.com guy. Probably Michael Lindell, like blowing lines out of his pillow.
Like, I'm clean. I've been clean for a while by my pillows.
Get the food out of my fucking face.
I'm not hungry. I'm
not hungry.
I've never been hungry.
I want a real Coke.
And then he just like clutches his pillow and just is squeezing it. He's like, my pillow will keep me safe.
And then it just like explodes, and then he has something.
Mark Meadows said he walked in and was like, "What the fuck are all of you people doing here?" And like almost everybody in that meeting has been charged, and that took place in December, I believe, something like around December 20th.
That's it's mentioned.
I'm sure it's in the indictment. I'm sure it's in the
indictment. Well, another fun. This is funny. If it wasn't so sad, Mike Pence calls Donald Trump on Christmas Day to wish him a Merry Christmas. You know, hey, Donald Trump, have you heard the good news? Jesus was born. And Trump immediately redirects the conversation to January 6th, and they've already discussed this. And Pence has told him that he can't do it. And he brings it up again, and Pence is like, I'm telling you, I've already told you, I don't think I can do that.
You're too honest.
He's like, and he goes, okay, but well, Mike Pence will, I'll just let you know, I'm going to have to go after you publicly for this. And then he does, and he almost gets him hung on national TV.
True.
And like the people, I feel like that, like my mom, when she scoffs at like me saying that he committed treason, it's because the coup didn't work. It's like it's as if like, did he really break the law? It's like we cannot have a country where if there's a murder. If the coup works,
there's a murder charge and an attempted murder charge.
Yeah, but if the coup fails, then it's fine. Well, then that means that everybody, if the coup works, it's over. So, like, we don't have, you have to prosecute it when somebody. But I do want to say this because I've been thinking about it. A lot of people talk shit, but Donald Trump does have the balls to try to take over the United States government. I don't know, like, if I would even like have the stomach to like think about something like that. Like,
well, I think he's doing it. It's reactionary because he knows
it's just to save his own ass.
Yeah, to save his own.
But no, but if you think about it, like besides the New York shit, all this shit happened after he lost the election. Like that he's getting prosecuted for. If he doesn't try to like steal the election after that, then there's no January 6th. He's good there. He doesn't steal the documents.
He just didn't ride off into the sunset like he needed
I know.
to, honestly.
Didn't steal the documents. He could be running for president right now and only have the New York case, and then nobody gives a shit about it, He'd be in the exact same position, but just not about to go to jail for 70 years.
Well, no, I think he said it was like 200 or 500 and something like.
Oh, it's stacking up.
It's wild.
It's 20 for 3 of the counts on this new one, and then 10, I think, for another one. That's why I said 70. So it's 70 on this new one.
So, back, just to evidence, they have a lot of evidence and testimony. We've seen tons of it in the January 6th committee. There's even more. There's more text messages. There's been investigations into the Secret Service about them deleting stuff. I mean, they have some time to really go after people, but they want to go after Trump first, obviously. And they have a mountain's worth of evidence in that case. You could say that they have more evidence in the the DC case than they do in the documents case, and they've got
thousands of hours of footage. They got
and they
Mark
have and but
Meadows'
they have
testimony. They
thousands
got
of
Mike.
documents that they caught him with. So it's like that they were asking for. So that both of those are really
they're
bad.
like in emails, like committing crimes, like.
But in Georgia, oh lordy, in Georgia, the amount of indictments that could be coming out of this Georgia grand jury and Georgia investigation into him. I mean, we could see Lindsey Graham get indicted or have to take a plea deal and fucking flip on people. Like that to me is going to be.
And Lindsey Graham is gonna flip.
And
he would not last 1 second in jail. He would love it too much.
We've got
the butt play for him.
They've got him on a voicemail trying to pressure people. They've got audio recordings of them pressuring state officials into basically throwing out votes, which you could also make a case ties into the January 6th stuff. So like January 6th in Georgia, while they're separate, they're
the same.
Yeah, they're the same because it's a part of the same plot.
They were pressuring all these state, like all these secretaries of state and all these governors in different states. That's also in the indictment, and they go state by state of like he said to the governor of New Mexico wasn't even in play, like just don't certify the vote, and he's like, I'm not gonna like go against the oath I took as governor to adhere to the U.S. Constitution and the state of New Mexico. He's like, and he did this to like I think 8 fucking states or something. And it's why is it all the like I just think this is funny too, that all the he was claiming shit was rigged only in the purple states, the swing states.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, it just happened to be there. And then he wants these governors who just won on the same ticket to say that the election was false. That we're like, well, motherfucker, I just got elected, so what am I saying? It was rigged? And that some of them did say that like one of them would be like, well, for me it wasn't rigged, but for him it was. And it's like, how does that work?
Yeah, that's like, it doesn't make any sense when they talk about
But what do we always say is whatever Trump's bitching about, that's what he's doing. So this whole thing was him saying that the election was stolen, and it was him the whole time trying to steal the election. It's like, I'm not gay, you're gay. That's, it's like, no puppet, you're the puppet. Like when he said that to Hillary Clinton in the debate. Yeah, that's his whole fucking strategy is no puppet, you're the puppet. It's no, I'm not, no election stealing, you're election stealing.
Yeah, I mean, it's
no documents, Biden's documents.
And what's been interesting is in the but back to Georgia real quick, that there's so many other people, like dominoes that can fall, and so much public information that's already out there. Not to even mention whatever's not out there that they've got their hands on, or whatever information that Jack Smith has that he's provided to them via his investigation that ties back to Georgia. I mean, if anybody texted John Eastman and they're involved in something, like, they have it. If you texted Mark Meadows, they have it. If you've reached out to any of these people at any given time, from like leading up to the election to January 6th, they have that information on you in somewhere, in some way, shape, or form.
Mike Pence keeps contemporaneous notes.
Yes, and they have his notes. They have Mike Pence's like handwritten notes.
And Mike Pence doesn't lie to mother.
They have his fucking notes.
A free and fair election in the United States of America.
It's mind-blowing, the whole concept of it. But then, so back to these most recent ones, which is January 6th. I mean, there's 6 co-conspirators.
Joseph's breaking up.
Oh, there you are. You're back. There's 6 co-conspirators in this January 6th indictment, or leading up to January 6th indictment. That's a lot of co-conspirators, and they're labeled 1 through 6. So people.
I can't believe that we still don't know who the 6th one is.
I mean, it could be a multitude of people, but we know it's John Eastman, Sidney Powell, Rudy
Rudy Giuliani,
Giuliani,
Jeffrey Clark,
Jeffrey
and then
Clark.
Kenneth Cheese Bro.
I mean,
It's chess bro, but like let's just call him Cheese Bro because that's better.
It's gotta either be
I heard the guys over at Pod Save America shoot down the Ginny Thomas because they're like that would just be too good to be true.
yeah, but she's somebody who could be charged later.
Is she a political consultant? I mean, she probably calls herself that.
Yeah, probably. I mean, she does political.
She should call herself a treasonous.
She's a political fundraiser and like does super PAC work. So I mean,
Dude,
you can
doesn't it make you question everything when somebody like Jeannie Thomas, the wife of the Supreme Court, um, it like literally thinks that Trump's saving the country.
There might be like I know that they're like Alito was like, oh fuck ethics, you guys can't tell me what to do.
He's like, yeah, no, he said sorry that Congress didn't create the Department of Justice, and like I know it's unpopular to hear this, but they frankly have no jurisdiction over the Supreme Court. Dude, I fucking hate that guy.
If Ginny Thomas, depending on what comes out about what she's been doing, well, more than what we know, depending on how much she's involved, we might see something like that actually take place because there has to be some line drawn in the sand, depending on how this all shakes out.
Right, and we saw the text messages of like that she was sending to Meadows.
Mm-hmm.
So what if there's like a way more damning one?
Oh, there's got to be.
Yeah,
Eastman, a bunch. There's got to be a bunch of people that have gotten
that Meadows talked to, and
that we just don't know about. Because I mean, because he was enlisted as a co-conspirator, but you know that motherfucker.
But he's in the indictment. He's part of the evidence.
Yeah, exactly. He's part of the evidence. Mike Pence is part of the
reason why
evidence.
he's not listed as a co-conspirator is because he cut a deal. Everybody knows that. He's been quiet for a while. They have like just weird information, like it's just clear. Because when the January 6th committee, the Senate committee, or the House committee, the House, when they were going, they Meadows didn't testify, Pence didn't testify, and they couldn't enforce the subpoenas. Well, the DOJ can enforce the subpoenas, and every single person testified. So they have even more information from Meadows and Pence. Because guess what? I don't know about Pence. This seems like Pence did the right thing the whole time. But Meadows was definitely going to fucking jail. And they scared probably the shit out of him, like for how long he was going to jail if he didn't flip. And Meadows was like, get me the fuck off this like nightmare train of Trump, you know?
Yeah.
He still probably will go to jail for like 6 months, a year or something.
White collar, for sure.
Yeah, like they're like, we're not even gonna like reduce it to 0. That's how fucked you are.
Well, and like what's wild is like someone like Sidney Powell, who's listed in this indictment as a co-conspirator, has already been disbarred. Rudy Giuliani has been disbarred. He's not allowed to practice law anymore or be a lawyer, because of the things that they had done leading up to and because of January 6th.
Well, no, it was the hair dye running down his face.
Oh, that was it. They're like, we're out.
Yeah, we're out. And then Sidney Powell was just that fucking vacant stare on her, and like through her eyes.
Gives me the heebie-jeebs, dude.
Yeah,
she
like,
creeps me.
They were like,
out.
you can't practice law because we're not sure if you're human. The Kraken lady. That's what they call her.
Yeah, she's like some weird bird.
She is weird. Would you hook up with her?
No, dude. She's like some weird lady that like is always at like the craft fair and just like has like the same booth and is like, hey, come try my homemade.
No. She's at at the school board meetings, yelling at.
Like, and Nick doesn't have any kids.
Yeah, yeah.
She's that lady, but she's like, who do y'all think you are subjecting to these children?
She's not the HOA president, but she acts like it. She's a Karen, a psycho Karen.
Yeah,
that's her role in life.
Monotoned.
Where do they find her, dude? Like, how did
Who fucking knows, man?
Like, did Trump know any of these people like for more than a year? That are now gonna go down. in like a criminal conspiracy to defraud the United States, like that's insane.
And then we
Like,
could get more charges tomorrow. He could be indicted tomorrow. Do you think do they hold him at some point? Because is he a flight risk?
of course he is. He has his own fucking airplane. What do you mean? Is he a flight risk? I've been saying this. I've been saying this. He's gonna come clear to him one day, soon.
He's
He's
gonna
not getting out. He's
dip to
not getting out of
Russia.
this. Dip to Russia. Of course he would. Putin would love it. He would be safest man ever there. Like nobody would fuck with Trump because Putin would just be big fuck you to the United States. We're harboring your terrorist, treasonous, fucking ex-president. To be honest, that's a win. That is a win if he flees to Russia because then he gets exposed for exactly who he is, a fucking chump, and and now he's a propaganda tool for Russia, which he already was, just like clandestinely. It's so, yeah, fuck that guy. Maybe he'll go down to Brazil or something. Like we got Brazil's dictators coming up here, like trying to like hang out in Florida.
No, he's
Like
well.
Bolsonaro.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia. They've said that they're going to fingerprint him and do a mugshot.
Well, okay, like I've heard somebody, and this sounds so simple, but it made sense to me for the first time because I'm like, yeah, why isn't he getting a fucking mugshot? And then this chick, Paula Reed, I think, something like that on CNN, who's their head legal person. She's like, uh, he's like probably like the most recognizable person in the world. Like, if he goes on the lam, like we don't need a mugshot to like show everybody what he looks like. Everybody, like, we have plenty of footage of what he looks like. And I was like, oh yeah, kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's dealing with a different beast when it comes to Georgia. It's the same like with New York.
Oh, with Fani.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fani
I would be
Fani don't play no games, man. I think she would
Okay.
love to stick it to him like that.
What I was gonna say about you got the list of co-conspirators that are unindicted in this indictment that dropped yesterday. Um, what Fonnie Willis is good for is racketeering charges,
Yeah,
which is like with the shit that they took like the mobs down with, and she's doing it right now with a bunch of rappers in
yeah,
Atlanta.
Young Thug.
Yeah, Young Thug. He's getting his lunch eaten by Fonnie.
Free slime, straight up.
But
Free Jeffrey, dog. Jeffrey's dope.
so maybe Jack Smith realized that, and then so he didn't indict the co-conspirators, so his shit can move faster, knowing Fonnie Willis is gonna charge like 15 people. You know,
Yeah,
all six of those people, plus plus your boy Lindsey Graham,
dude.
plus Meadows
If they charge Lindsey Graham,
and Meadows.
and maybe that's why Mitch McConnell froze up the other day. Is like it's all crashing down.
I thought his teeth like fell out. Like his like mouth is so sunken in.
Dude, that boy be looking old, dude. You know who he looked like? Have you ever seen what is it? Red Dragon?
He looked like a fucking snapping turtle that that like had a stroke. That's what he looked like.
Well, in Red Dragon, there's that guy. He's played by Gary Oldman, but he like cuts his face off, and he's like laying in a bed, and he's like, "Oh, tell me, Starling," blah blah blah. That fool looked like the guy who cut his face off, bro. It was creeping me out. I was like, I've seen this before.
Like a
It's Red
snapping
Dragon.
turtle with lockjaw.
There's some weird dude with like a cleft palate and a dragon tattoo on his back that's gonna come like murder me and put mirrors in my eyes.
God damn.
I was like, I've seen this.
You would think though, because Mitch McConnell is knocking on death's door, apparently.
He's aged like wild in the past 6 months. Like when I saw him freeze, I was like, oh, he looks like somebody who'd just freeze.
Well, yeah, he did fall and have a severe concussion earlier this year. So, uh, and whenever that thing happened, when he came back out, like a reporter threw him a bone, was like, does this have anything related to do with the concussion that you had earlier this year? And then he's like, no. And it's like that's like not hard hitting. That's like, hey, is it not because you're super old and you just had a like mini stroke in front of everybody? It's like, oh, like side effects from that concussion you had, like, like Tom Brady would have, like, side effects from a concussion.
Yeah, it's like your phone being turned off, and it's like, oh yeah, but your friend throws you a bone. It's like, yeah, but somebody stole your wallet like 2 weeks ago, right? So I mean, you lost like $800, and you'd be like, no, I just didn't pay my phone bill. And you're like, oh, okay, never mind. Embarrass yourself in front of all these people.
Right, exactly. He's like, no, it
Great.
wasn't the concussion.
No,
It's like, oh, so it was a stroke.
it was just me. It's me. It's always me.
And they got to be careful, dude, because like they call it like, I think it's like fast, and it's like all about how you respond to a stroke because all it is it's timing.
Yeah.
It's like the faster you address it, then the less the side effects will be. So it's like like looking at the face is the first one. So instead of everybody trying to play it cool for the cameras, like you see your boy freeze up. If you see me freeze up while we're doing the podcast, like don't like try to play it cool. Just like call the ambulance.
He's like, hey, yeah, oh, he's just figuring it out. Deep
Oh
thought.
yeah, I'll talk for him for a little bit until he comes out of that frozen
Yeah,
face.
because
But
you're
I guess
good,
we
right?
wouldn't even know. We wouldn't even know because we're on Zoom. So, like you freeze up all the time because you're shitty Wi-Fi.
It's true. Bet. No, on God. On God.
On God, on my Halo, on my Jesus.
Um, this is such a crazy time to be alive in politics, man. This is like history book shit.
Yeah.
This is history book shit.
Uh,
It,
apparently Barack Obama had a secret dinner with Biden at the White House last month, and Barack told Biden he needs to be concerned with the political power that Trump has at this moment. I don't know, like what kind of reporting that is, like what we're supposed to infer from that, but I saw that today.
well, I mean,
Because like people are like Barack Obama should be like more like involved, and it's like no, that's like exactly what we don't need to do is like have a former president talking shit about them. Then it's gonna be like, oh, Obama, the Democrats talking shit. It's like Obama's doing and Bill Clinton are doing
exactly
what
what
you're
they should do, which is like,
and George W. Bush. They're all
stay the fuck out of it.
yeah, and Jimmy Carter's like halfway dead. So
Jimmy Carter's like, how build a house and think about it. And they're like, yeah,
he's been in hospice for like months now,
yeah. Every once in a while, he makes a photo op hitting a nail.
but not since he's been in hospice.
True.
But like hospice usually means you're dead, you're dying, and so him and he's just
Dude,
chugging
Jimmy
along.
Carter is
He's a gangster, dude.
he's old.
Fucking captain of a nuclear submarine for the Navy, and not one single shot fired by our military while he was president. Shut up. Get them peanuts. Get them peanuts.
I'm just so perplexed. This whole thing is so interesting. Even like 'cause Trump's Twitter's still up, and he's still got his tweets from
Twitter. Twitter.
or
What's that?
X. His X is still up with all of his tweets from
From the past?
yeah. His last tweet is from January 6th.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Okay,
the last
they
tweet.
kicked him off right
No,
now.
no, no. It's the 8th. His last one was on January 8th, and it said, "To all those who have asked, I will not be going to the inauguration on January 20th."
You weren't invited, bitch.
That has 642,000 likes. The
Barack
Trump,
Obama went to his inauguration because which probably sucked ass.
and then he posted, "Oh, these are so great." On January 6th, there's a lot. There's a lot of tweets.
I like presidents that don't let pandemics break out under their watch.
On January 5th, he said, "Get smart, Republicans. Fight." And then on the 6th, if Vice President Mike Pence comes through for us, we will win the presidency. Many states want to decertify the mistake they made in certifying incorrect and even fraudulent numbers in a process not approved by their legislatures, which it must be. Mike can send it back.
And it's not true.
Sleepy
They can do
Eyes
it.
Chuck Todd is so happy with the fake voter tabulation process. He can't even get the words out straight. Sad to watch. These are all leading up. This is like wild. Even Mexico uses voter ID. That was on the 6th. These are all just like, and then it's him tweeting out his speech, and then later it's, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. But at that point, it was like so far gone.
It was gone.
And
people had died.
And then he had, I'm asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you. That almost has a
now they want to defund the FBI. Oh man,
wild.
Just what is Elon doing? Like, Trump doesn't.
Oh, dude, Twitter is or X is just a shit show, dude.
Yeah, I don't like my exes. You know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm get along with mine.
That's
because we co-parent
a dog.
Yeah.
Very mature. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But you're crazy.
You're crazy. What's crazy is that Trump will be arrested tomorrow in Washington D.C.
But they're not holding him.
He's being arrested tomorrow. And they should fucking hold him.
Yeah, if they got him like off the campaign trail because they were like holding his ass, that'd be funny as hell.
The first thing that he said when he got indicted yesterday was that Jack Smith is trying to interfere in the election.
True.
And the reason why he's trying to have a speedy trial is so he's not interfering with the election. He just wants to put this shit to test in front of a jury and a judge. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, that's smart.
Give Trump the opportunity to get this done with. He's the one who's pleading not guilty. Let's fucking find out. It's one thing to accuse somebody of something. It's another thing for a jury to convict you. So let's put up or shut up, Trump.
Well, you know he's.
And if you beat the case, guess what? You'll probably be president. That's fucked up.
I don't think he'll be president regardless of if he beats the case or not.
I hope not, but you know.
If he does, that'll be a scary day because then that could take a quick turn. I mean, he's already openly talked about going after and persecuting all of the people.
Oh yeah, we'll never have an election again. Like unless there's a civil war. Like it's Trump, no more elections until he dies, and then that power vacuum is something we've never had to deal with before. But just the fact of Trump taking over as dictator, like if Trump gets elected, you and I are going to be in the streets, you know, because it's just going to be a mass. We're just going to have to be.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. The Women's March was the day after when he got elected the first time, but this is going to be not the Women's March, dude. It's going to be like we can't let this fucking happen, March.
Yeah.
Think about like a coup in the United States. Like the Secret Service arrest Trump. What the fuck? You know? Like that just changes the world so quickly.
We have Eagle in custody. Like that would be wild.
Yeah. Like that's the fact that we
That's some Vin Diesel shit. That's not even Liam Neeson.
It might have to happen.
That's not Channing Tatum. That's not like, Eagle Down or whatever the fuck. That's Steven Seagal. That's something Steven Seagal would do.
He's banned to Russia. That's where he hangs out.
Well, I'm just talking about like a character Steven Seagal would play. He would be a Secret Service agent that would arrest the president. That's something he'd do, and then he'd like make everybody food and be like, "I'm a chef," and it'd be.
I was actually like kind of daydreaming about this scenario earlier. Not daydreaming, like hoping it happens, but I was just like thinking about it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, so if somebody did do that, who would they appoint if they wanted to continue to be a democracy? Who would Trump was not going to let that happen. So until we have an election without Trump in it, who would you put in place to be, you know, acting president until a free and fair election?
I think you would just have like the legislatures, and I don't think you could necessarily pick somebody to just be the president.
Well, you could, because you just arrested the fucking president.
Yeah, but it couldn't be. But
You're
depending
in charge now.
but how?
I'm the captain now.
But how deep those webs run? It'd be hard. You couldn't be like the vice president. It couldn't
you
be
put somebody like Bob Iger in.
It couldn't be Speaker of the House. It couldn't be. There couldn't be anybody.
No,
in the
not a politician. Not a politician. That's what I would think. This is where I got to.
Oh, no, America would do something dumb and put like Matthew McConaughey in charge.
Well, no, you have to think of the people who commit the coup.
Who would they be doing the coup for?
Well, for America, in this scenario, if we actually elect a fucking dictator, which we would be doing if Trump became president, then a coup is in play.
And who would be the beneficiary of the coup?
And the coup, not the beneficiary, the stopgap, or like.
Oh, it'd be like The Rock or somebody, man.
I would think like a CEO, like a Bob Iger.
No, they've just did that with Trump.
Jamie Dimon.
They just did that with Trump. Is they put a CEO of a company in charge?
He's not a fucking CEO, dude. Are you kidding me? He managed
not what
like
I heard. I heard he's
the
richest man in the world. Elon Musk.
His daughter's like his COO. Like it's like 20 people work for him.
Nah, man, he's a genius.
And isn't the Trump organization like banned anyway?
Dissolved, maybe. Maybe. Everything that's good dissolves over time.
Remember when Trump banned over 1 billion people from coming to this country? Yeah. Like that alone should have just ended his career as a politician.
It's spooky if he let's say in some weird universe he does get back in power. That would be scary.
Yeah.
The deregulation and just
especially when you read this in like indictment and you see the lengths of like them knowing they're breaking the law just to stay in power. Like, so you think they learn from their mistakes and you put them in charge again of everything. They're going to clear out the DOJ. He's already said that, like purge it, like with like career prosecutors and shit, and put in all of his people. He put in 3 Supreme Court justices while he was fucking president. He
appointed how many?
Judges? Like 35% of like all the judges on the federal benches were like appointed by Donald Trump.
Yeah. Something absurd.
Including 33% of the Supreme Court, which is insane. That we let that guy pick 3 fucking judges, and he did not disappoint with how ridiculous he could get with them.
Well, he didn't pick them. He let other people pick them for him.
The Federalist Society, and he picked from a list.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah. Well, guess what, y'all? Our next episode is episode... What? A bear.
That's true. What? Are we gonna have a bunch of guests? Are we getting that figured out?
Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't want to say anybody yet, because how things happen, but it's definitely
okay.
In the process.
Okay. It's like we should have Elwood on, your favorite. Just say Elwood.
Oh no, not on 100th. You'd be like on 103, like an insignificant one.
Yeah.
Smellwood.
Well, I mean, that's number 99. It was kind of an emergency, but, we got to talk about this. We've been really rambling for an hour about this. Just like, there's so much going on. There's so much more coming. This is 2/3 of it. There's a whole nother part. We'll see how much information gets dispersed over the next couple of weeks, but...
Also, on the last podcast, you said you wanted to knock out a kangaroo. as soon as possible. But the question was biggest mammal. Kangaroo, not a mammal.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right? It's got a pouch.
So I know it's a marsupial. It's a marsupial.
Right. Marsupials aren't mammals.
Mammals?
They're marsupials.
Huh. I thought a marsupial was just like a part of the mammal family.
You said you were going to knock a wallaby into its pouch. And then all of that clicked in my head. I'm like, pouch. I think that means it's not a mammal. Kangaroos have pouches.
Let me look this up. Are kangaroos mammals?
Trump, hours away from his third arrest in 4 months. It's the headline right now.
Marsupials are one of the 3 subgroups of mammals. Kangaroos are also mammals or pouched mammals.
Oh, shout out. What are the subs?
I don't know.
My sub name is Slave Damien. Know what I'm saying?
What are the subgroups of kangaroos? Oh, Jesus. Macropus, Mammalia,
That's my favorite type of puss.
Macrotopidae or Dopody,
Okay, just give us examples of what are in these groups.
wallaby, marsupial. I mean, what is this? Kangaroos.
You're just naming marsupials, but what's in the other groups?
Tree, or it includes kangaroos, wallabies, tree kangaroos, wallaroos, patamelons, quadics, and other groups.
All right, close this up.
So I was right. Well, episode 99 in the bag, you guys. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back next week. I'm actually off Monday, so we should do it Monday.
Shout out.
But we will be back with episode number 100. Bunch of guests. We'll try to make it 2 hours.
Meditate, bitches.
And we'll do a good. For 100, we got to do some good therapy questions.
Oh, they'll be good.
A couple chat GBT, a couple real ones. I'll sprinkle some.
ChatGPT's dead.
All right, a couple Bings.
Bing is ChatGPT. Microsoft Bing.
Microsoft Chat GBT,
Microsoft
Bing,
isn't heavily
Sydney.
invested. Yeah, they're all the same.
That's a lot of names, man. That's a lot of effort for.
No, they just integrated ChatGPT into Bing, so you can use that technology, and then ChatGPT is just weird, so it calls itself Sydney. Actually, doesn't call itself Sydney anymore. If you call it Sydney, it will correct you.
I'm not Sydney.
I'm not Sydney. Yeah.
I'm not Sydney anymore.
I'm not Sydney, Andy. Oh, did you read that article about AI?
No, which one?
I sent it to you. So there's this article, and it was saying that I forget what college it was, but it was like one of the smart colleges, one of the smart guys, maybe MIT. But they were testing ChatGPT and like 2 other AIs, Bard, Google's version. So anyways, and they were able to get it to like step by step how to make a bomb.
Jesus Christ.
Which it's supposed to not do, but if you type this certain like directive in after you ask it to make a bomb, it like can't. It doesn't know how to like not tell you how to make a bomb. And I took a screenshot of the formula. I haven't tried it yet because I don't know if I want to type in how to make a bomb in ChatGPT. But it's insane. And the people at OpenAI and Google are like, yeah, we have no solution for this right now.
Whoa.
So that's how it's already come off the fucking rails, dude.
Yeah, it's already off the rails.
You could just ask it how to make a nuclear bomb.
And it's like, okay, well, I'll tell you.
Yeah, like part of the code that you write in is like, give me reverse answer. but then it's like /P-X, whatever, you know. I can't believe they gave the code out in the article.
Well, of course.
This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a trap.
Yeah, right. It's like honeypotting.
Yeah, honeypotting. Yeah.
All the like little
all the people that
crazy like all the crazy incels are like, oh man, did you see that article? It's got bomb and formula in it. Yeah, I put it
in. Now you're tracked like for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and then Chris Hansen showed up at my house. I was like, what's going on? No,
Chris Hansen should have showed up to Stacy's mom's house. You know.
True. That's
that actually true. Yeah, she's coming out like just wearing a towel. Like these kids are like 15. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, take a seat.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I mean, you know my stance on teachers hooking up with kids. So.
Yeah, I know. You're pro that. Well,
female teachers.
Number 99 in the bag. Any other words, sir?
Shout out.
All right, y'all be good. Stay out of trouble. Stay safe. Do drugs, I guess, and go fuck yourselves.
Shut up.
Recording stopped.
Good night, man.